This is the best affordable GMT watch there is. And so is this. This is one of the best watches of last year. And here's a whole bunch more amazing Seikos, because in this video I've rounded up the 10 best, most popular Seiko watches that you can buy right now. And some of which, incidentally, happen to be my favourite watches ever, so it totally works out. I've got beautiful dress watches, check out the dial on this Bobby Dazzler. And I've got steel sports stunners, rugged tool watches, and more. And we'll be touching on everything that makes Seiko great. Affordable price points, an amazing range of styles, and classic models from their long history making watches. So let's just get straight into it. With said best watch of last year, this is the Prospex Chronograph 1969 reinterpretation. And straight off the gate, my favourite things about this watch are the floating disc subdials with the printed numerals that leave little shadows and create a nice sense of depth, don't you think? And then the way the chronograph hand whizzes back to 12 when it's reset. Whee! That's fun. As is the rest of the watch. I mean, check it. So this watch is inspired by the 6139 Seiko watch from the 1970s and is sometimes called the Pogue, after NASA astronaut Colonel William Pogue, who wore one in space aboard the US space station Skylab. And just like that original 70s model, this reinterpretation retains the playful and vibrant colour combo of the original, with its bright yellow sunburst dial, an aluminium tachymeter bezel in a red and blue Pepsi stylee, and the pop-in bright red second hand and subdial minute hand. It's an energetic amalgamation, and there's really not much else like it. Also, it's powered by the sun. And natural light too, actually, thanks to the V192 solar chronograph caliber, which has a power reserve of 6 months at full charge. So if you ever find yourself wearing this watch in some kind of forsaken abyss or cavernous void, completely devoid of light, this watch will be good for 6 months. So, peace of mind there. And the sunny yellow dial will cheer you up too. This watch has a diameter of 41.4mm in steel, it gets 100m water resistance and costs £660. Next we have the Presage Cocktail Time Negroni. Now the Presage range from Seiko is all about timeless appearance, minimalist designs and exquisite detail. And I was really taken by this watch. Check out this dial. It's so vivid when you see it in person, it's like an OLED TV in shop mode. And for a £400 watch, the dial has no right to look this good, I don't think, really. It's got a reflective surface featuring a pattern reminiscent of light refraction through a swanky cocktail glass, and in the deep red colour of a Negroni alcoholic mixed drink type affair. The warm red in the centre of the dial deepens to black around the outside, and along with the large applied numerals in a traditional font, it really stands out. Plus, its simple layout even allows for a little date window at 3 o'clock, and the case too is simple, round, and highly polished. It comes in the sweet size of 38.5mm, it's clean and classical and really effective, and perfectly executed, just like a great dress watch should be. This watch is ideal for any formal occasion. For me though, I'll probably just wear it around the house. Maybe I'll wear it on a night out down Bojangles. Depends who else is going. Next we move on to the Seiko 5 Desert Kit Midfield Sports Style. And at £260, this is one of the most affordable Seiko watches in the catalogue. Big wins for me are the compact 36mm case, which is steel and has a cool matte finish, and the case is very pleasing to the finger touch and the eyesight. And there's a lovely textured dial too. The dial surface is rough and coarse, like sand. Some people don't like sand, but I do. And it's a really stylish detail on this watch. The watch takes inspiration from military trench watches, so we have all the typical field watch stylings, with a combination of raised Arabic numerals and smaller printed 24-hour numerals, along with square baton markers and a NATO strap. This is a tough and reliable outdoor watch in an all-desert kit beige theme. Very nice. Now we have the Seiko 5 Sports Blueberry GMT SKX reinterpretation. This is the immensely popular SKX style GMT watch from 2022, and everything about this watch just makes a great impression. You've got the smoky blue sunburst dial, the applied markers that catch the light, the glossy red GMT hand, and the bezel in a cool black and blue combo, which is reminiscent of early comic book incarnations of popular superhero Blue Blairy Man. And it's coated in Seiko's hardened mineral glass Hardlex, which gives it a nice depth and refracts the light around the edges for a bit of visual interest. The bezel edge is also knurled and chunky for improved grippage, and to top it all off you get a 5-link bracelet. You also get Seiko's in-house GMT caliber, which debuted in this watch, the 4R34, there it is there, and it gives this watch the ability to display the time in 2 different time zones. And it also has 100 meters of water resistance. This is a street stylish piece, perfect for holiday makers and just generally wearing every day forever. This watch costs £420. This is the Seiko Prospex Speedtimer 1969 recreation. This watch takes its inspiration from the world's first automatic chronograph created by Seiko in 1969. Although world's first automatic chronograph is a bit contested, you've got Zenith and the collab of Hoyer, Breitling, Hamilton, who all have claims to world's first automatic chronograph. Whole big thing. Anyway, this is a chronograph watch with a panda-style dial, but it's not automatic like its inspiration, and instead it features the same solar chronograph movement as found in the Pogue from earlier. Details to admire on this watch are the white dial, which is softly textured and contrasts nicely against the black hands and blackened indices, and the black tachymeter bezel too, which is sloped nicely and with a brushed finish on top and a semi-gloss finish around the edge. A slight bone of contention is the little date window, which is not quite halfway between 4 and 5 on the dial, but I'll allow it because the rest of the watch looks dope as fun. Now this watch wears really comfortably with its 39mm diameter and 3-link bracelet, and it costs £640. This is a doozy for racing chronograph lovers, and perhaps a really good alternative for other such hard-to-come-by speedway-related time-telling paraphernalia. I've said too much. Next, we have the Seiko 5 Sports SNXS Deep Black Wash Classic Sports. Now this model is an evolution of the hugely popular SNXS and inspired by the Seiko 5 Sportsmatics of the 60s and 70s. With a streamlined case, recessed crown and a plain polished bezel ring, this is a smart little sports watch in a compact size of 37.4mm. Like my little Uncle Ron, it's clean and simple and with classic proportions. The dial features blocky rectangular hands and markers topped with creamy Lumibrite for increased vintage vibes, and there's an orange second hand, day-date window at 3 o'clock, and a raised minute track around the edge. It's a no-nonsense dial, that's for sure, but that's not to say that it's not unadorned. No, dear watch lover, if you thought this was an unadorned dial, then you are very much mistaken. Adorning the markers are fine diamond-cut grooves. They're quite subtle, but a very cool detail. And similarly, there's a strip of texture adorning the hour and minute hands that shimmers nicely as it catches the light. This is a snappy sports watch that you can dress up, dress down, or dress midway even. That's a blazer with basketball shorts combo. It works, trust me. The Sports SNX costs £340. Now, a Seiko diver is a must for any watch collection, even in the highly unlikely event that you're not a diver at all. And there's none more iconic than a Seiko Prospex Turtle. So Seiko have been making professional divers watches since the 60s, and this model here is arguably its most well-known and indeed beloved. So named after its stubby cushion-shaped case, whose silhouette resembles a turtle. It's a beefcake of a case though. It's quite squat with a thickness of 13.42mm, but it has a curved profile that helps it conform to your wrist, so it wears comfortably and it looks smaller than its dimensions too. Bonus points, the rubber strap is so soft. It's just like the coat of a baby Pikachu, probably. Now the watch has that familiar optimised dive watch dial appearance with large, simple shaped hour markers on a deep black dial surface, and it comes with 200 meters of water resistance for all your recreational diving needs, and costs £379. Next, we have another classic from Seiko, the Alpinist. Another wildly popular Seiko watch among enthusiasts, the Alpinist originally launched back in 1959 as a reliable terrain watch for Japanese mountain men, and it has since evolved into the model you see now, the Prospex Alpinist Mechanical GMT. Now there's a great many visual elements on the dial of this watch. There's triangular markers as well as larger numerals at the quarter hours. There's ornate cathedral style hour and minute hands alongside a bright red arrow GMT hand. Plus there's a tiny circular date window between 4 and 5, and it's all encircled by a compass bezel and a 24-hour scale on the outer bezel. It's a lot of detail to pack in, but somehow it works. It's a distinctive look and one that remains cohesive thanks to the brightness of the dial furniture against the deep blue sunburst of its surface and then accented with the pops of bright red. It's a winning combo. And if you get tired of looking at all of that, then you can flip the watch over and admire the in-house built caliber 6R54 mechanical GMT movement instead. Win, win, win. The Alpinist GMT costs £990. Now we're really starting to move into the upper tiers of what Seiko offers, where the watches start to rub lugs with some of that prestigious Grand Seiko craftsmanship, like with this Seiko Presage Classic Series Shiro-iro. Shiro-iro, meaning white, refers to the exquisitely textured dial. It's a delicate white dial that emits a soft warm glow and is inspired by Japanese silk. The hands and markers are simple and elegant, and each is curved to reflect the light in an attractive gradient. And there's a date display inside a glossy beveled and recessed window. The case is brushed finished with a polished bezel ring, and it's 40.2mm in diameter and comes on a beautiful 7-piece row bracelet. There's a handsome movement inside too, the in-house built 6R55 caliber, which features some nice detailing like striped finishing across the bridges and rotor weight, and gets a power reserve of 3 days. The Presage Classic Series is as fine as Seiko watches get, and this one costs £900. She's a beaut! Now, before we get on to our final Seiko, did you know that you can find out about other amazing watches via our Watchfinder newsletter? To get exclusive access to new arrivals, be the first to hear about all our special offers and promotions, and to get first dibs on our giveaways, just head down to the link in the description to sign up. Finally, we come on to the Prospex Divers GMT watch. Now, this watch comes in at the highest price point of all the Seikos on display in this video at £1,400. It's a GMT watch similar to the SKX GMT we saw earlier, but with a little more oomph. The finishing is more refined, the hands and markers are more crisp, and the case is multifaceted and it gets brushed and polished finishing. And it's just generally much closer to something from Seiko's metaphorical big older brother with a good job in the city, Grand Seiko. It also blends the mechanical GMT functionality with the performance of a diver's watch. So the bezel features a diving scale as opposed to a 24-hour GMT bezel, and it's also made from high-quality scratch-resistant Japanese ceramic. This marine green variant is 42mm in a hardened stainless steel case, comes with a screw-down crown and 200 meters of water resistance, and a 3-day power reserve from the caliber 6R54. And the only thing more I can say about it is that it's got it going on in a major way. So there we have it. That completes our roundup of the 10 coolest Seiko watches ever around. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you are on the lookout for your next luxury watch, then why not head over to watchfinder.com, where you can browse thousands of watches from Grand Seiko alongside all the other top luxury watch brands, and you can find your next pre-owned luxury watch. Check it out, and I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.